Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. This video, we're going to have to skip working on the Springer this week because we have an issue with the Deluxe that I need to address. We're at the end of October. I think today's the 27th, Friday, and it's been pretty warm out up here in the Northeast. It's been like 75 out yesterday, it's 75 out today, and it's supposed to be even warmer tomorrow on Saturday. Then after that, the temperature is just going to drop to like 50 degrees during the day, 55. So this is the last weekend that we can really get out and do some decent riding. I mean, I like riding in the fall, but you know, it's a little bit colder. So we want to get the Deluxe out today. I did get the issue with the carburetor solved. That came back from the shop. And evidently the problem was when they rebuilt it, they used aftermarket parts. And I give it Mikuni's, which I haven't worked on a Mikuni in years. Evidently Mikuni's like Mikuni parts. So I did fire this up yesterday. It's not overflowing, it's running fine, but we have another issue, and I'm going to show you what that issue is that we got to correct today before we can take the bike out. Okay, so you'll see the petcock right here, and this is a vacuum assisted petcock, so there won't be any fuel going into it until the motor starts up and the carburetor starts drawing some vacuum. But watch right here. So that's the issue. It's coming out of this weeping hole over here. So this petcock is, well, it's a 2005, so it's, 18 years old or whatever now. And it has a diaphragm in there that tends to wear out. So we got to replace this petcock today. First thing I got to do is drain the tank. We'll pull this off, and I do have a new one. Okay, so we got to pull this line off. Now Harley didn't have a filter, because there is a filter up in the tank screen. They didn't have one of those, but I put an inline fuel filter in this earlier, so we'll see how that goes. Now in the back in here, I don't know if you can see it right there, there's a vacuum line that has got to be disconnected too, because what we have to do, hook a vacuum line up to this, because since this is vacuum operated, we got to create a vacuum in order to empty the fuel tank. Okay, so we got our vacuum line hooked up to the back here. We'll turn our petcock on, and you just need a little bit of vacuum. All right, I don't know if you can see that, but you can see the line coming down here. Let me show you. As long as you maintain a vacuum on that petcock, you can hear it going in. So we got to drain this tank. Let me put this down here, you'll get a better. It's not really a great vacuum that's on there because I got to keep pumping this, but as long as it drains the tank, that's all I'm concerned with. So I do have it on reserve right now to make sure that we get everything out of the tank. I probably could stand this up and it'll be less, but we'll just leave it like that for now. Okay, so we got all the fuel out. Let me see if I can get this. Come on out here. There we go. Okay, so this, let me pull this out. Okay, so I'm just as glad I didn't get a new screen, because this screen seems fine. I did get a new gasket for in here, because here's the old gasket. So we're going to have to put the new gasket on the new fuel valve here, but we can still use this old screen. So, cool. Okay, so here we got the new fuel valve. And then here's the new thread, the new gasket that goes on that. Now, I don't know if it matters which way. Well, this has to go on first, but we gotta get some Teflon tape. Okay, so supposedly in 97, they came out with a recall kit for this because of the diaphragm, and in that recall kit is a new diaphragm. So I'm gonna see if I can get a hold of one of those recall kits, you know, and fix this one and use it as a, you know, have it for a spare, because I believe it's the same thing that's gonna be on the Springer too. Probably looks like the same fuel valve. So, all right, so let's put some Teflon tape on this new one and let's get it installed. Okay, so the first thing I gotta do, we gotta clean this off. So I have a brass brush here to kind of clean these threads off a little bit. Okay, so what it says is the instructions is that you can use some like pipe Teflon. I don't have any pipe Teflon, so we're gonna try some of this plumber's dope. I'm just gonna put a little bit. So I'm just putting a little bit. It's easier to put it on this than it is the, so you can see I just coated the threads a little bit. I'm not putting a whole lot on. All right, so then we thread that up. Now on the valve itself, we put Teflon tape on that and we take this off. That's the gasket for the fuel filter. All right, so there is no gasket. You actually use Teflon tape, so we're gonna do that, and we don't need a whole lot of this. Put that on. Now we have the gasket. Let's get that out of there. So now we have this gasket that's got to go on, and then we have the fuel filter. I don't think it matters which way this goes on. Maybe it does. I don't know. I don't think so. So it looks like it goes on just one way. So now we thread this up. Gotta bend this a little bit to get this up. Okay, so I think we've got it pretty much where we want it. Right there. So I don't have a 23 millimeter like crow's foot to torque that down, but that's what it requires is 23 millimeters. But what is that vacuum line now? So we got to put the vacuum line there, and then we'll put the fuel line. There we go. All right. Tighten this up. I don't really like these type of hose clamps, but I'll probably replace this once I know everything's working okay. Okay, so we got it on reserve, so keep your eye right here. I got a towel here just in case, but hopefully we won't need it. All dry. Okay, so the Deluxe is done. Carburetor's running fine. No fuel leaking out of here. So we are good to go. All right, so we're gonna be taking the shovel out tomorrow in the Deluxe. All right, so that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching. We'll get back to working on the Springer in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.